G'day! Today I've been doing a style of printmaking which I don't really have a name for. I've just sort of like made it up. I guess if I have to give it a name, I'd probably call it a Stencil Ghost Print. It's sort of discovered while mucking around with a bit of the monotype printing. So it's got a little bit of monotype style on this. It's not relief, it's not intaglio, it's not screen printing, it's not lithograph, it's just, well, it is what it is. And to make this, what I do is I start off by making a stencil just out of a bit of plastic. It's a little bit like the sort of stencil you'd use if you were going to be doing a bit of graffiti. Not that I'd ever do something like that, that'd be naughty. So normally I would cut away the black bits, throw them away, and keep the white bits to make a stencil for spraying. And with this technique you could do it that way too, which you'll see soon. But what I'm doing here is the opposite. I'm keeping all the black lines, but I'm throwing away all the white stuff, so I'm left with a strange looking stencil. Just like intaglio, you dampen the paper, but this time I've got two sheets. I've got one crap piece of paper and one really good piece of paper. And the crap piece of paper is very important for this technique. I roll up a plate, sort of like a dry point plate, or any plate would probably do. So I've rolled up that, I place on that plate, I place on the stencil that I've cut out, and then I put on the crap piece of paper and I run that through the press. So you see the result I got by doing that. You could actually cut out a normal stencil, just like stencil graffiti art, and just run it through the press just like that. It's nice and sharp, but I'm going for a different sort of look. What I do next is I very carefully peel the stencil off the plate and it leaves ink behind. I then get my good paper, set that on top, roll that through the press and pull it out, and here is my strange sort of print. A bit like a monotype print, but you can repeat it, you can do it over and over again. Subject of today's little art print is the Tasmanian devil, because I love the little bastards. But wait, that's not all. Let's do this process again. So, wet the paper, roll up the ink up the plate, pop it on here, run it through, get rid of the crap piece of paper, and now I've got these cotton buds. And what I'm going to do with these cotton buds is I'm going to wipe out little areas. I'm leaving the stencil on because that actually helps me wipe out the areas. And these areas become very white. So now we've got black, white and grey. I very carefully peel off the stencil. The stencil's still good to go, and it goes both ways too. Next, I run the whole lot through the press and out the other side, and this looks a lot better. I'm quite pleased with myself coming up with this technique. I'm sure somebody else around the planet somewhere has probably already invented it. I just can't find any signs of it on the internet. It would be really nice to think that I invented something myself. Well, I sort of did, but as I say, somebody somewhere else in the world has probably already come up with this idea. But because I can't find a name for it, I'm just going to call it Stencil Ghost Printing. How about that? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see more art instructional videos with an Aussie accent, just check out some of my other videos. Maybe subscribe, rate, comment this one, share it around. See you later. If somebody has actually come up with this idea before, maybe just don't let me know, just don't tell me. Man, just let the poor old bastard live in his delusion that he's actually created something new. Only joking. You better let me know.